Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week, Leo sent me Mega Blood Moon, The Freelancer. And this 2025 film was directed, written, and stars Ben Floss. Of course, there's other actors like Bo Hogan and Zachary Taylor Hines, among others, of course. Alright, so what is the story of Mega Blood Moon, The Freelancer? Well, this one is about this freelance janitor who cleans up, I guess, movie sets. And so he goes to this movie set one day, early in the morning. It's his last day there, and nobody else is there. It's absolutely dead on the inside. So he just starts cleaning and, calls his boss, and his boss says, "Oh, there's more people coming, so, wait for them." And so he's just doing his stuff, and it turns out that this is also the day of a mega blood moon. This mega blood moon has caused clones to appear of everybody, and then those clones start attacking, their original. And so he's in this kind of warehouse set place, and yeah, his clone shows up. So now he has to fight off the clone. What will happen though? Well, for that you gotta watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this movie. So, with this one, there are a few things that work with it. With this one, I guess it's supposed to be kind of a horror style film. And I gotta say, the at least the lead up to the introduction of the clone is actually really interesting. It's kind of creepy and scary because you kind of see someone, in the background, but you're not really sure what's going on. And it doesn't have too much music, but when it does have music, certainly it helps with this sense of dread that the character is experiencing because there's clearly someone running around but it's not showing their face or anything like that, and it works for kind of a creepy vibe. And so yeah, it certainly has creepy stuff in it like that if you're into horror you might enjoy. And that creepiness is kind of exaggerated at some points because it has kind of this Lynchian feel for a few moments here or there. Like the guy will like exit through a door and then be in a completely different reality or whatever. Especially with the blood moon just being right in his face when he's in this new reality. And so then he gets back to the warehouse. And so it certainly has these kind of elements that for a film connoisseur you might enjoy, certainly. And I guess this movie's supposed to be a comedy. I didn't actually laugh at all, but it's on the IMDb page, and it kind of has some funny ideas. Like the clone is naked, and so he's got to fight a naked version of himself. But you never see anything. Like you might see a bunch of butt, but beyond that, you don't see anything. I think it's like kind of skin colored, underwear that's supposed to represent that he doesn't have anything there, anyways, as a clone, and that's just funny. Then what else? Oh, and then the actual original guy, his pants come off at some point, and he has the same underwear on. So maybe just nobody has anything going on down there, and so it could be weird, funny if you want to think about it that way. And yeah, it's a movie that's just a little story about this guy fighting a naked version of himself. So yeah, that could add some entertainment to it. I think that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, it is a low budget one, and of course we watch lots of low budget ones around here. I'm not going to count that against it, but with this one, it's just one guy, the actor, director, writer, doing his thing. And because it's just one guy, in this warehouse alone, there are these long, kind of drawn out, very, very quiet scenes of him just like doing stuff, like playing golf or cleaning up a bin or doing some sweeping. And it's just not very interesting that way. And so these longer kind of takes to set up that, oh, he's a freelance janitor, just doesn't work, I think, for me at least. It kind of was hard to get into this movie because it was just long quiet scenes of this guy at work cleaning up, and it's just like, why would I really want to see that till the clone shows up, and then I'm all for it. But before that, like it's a kind of a slog to really kind of get into. At least the pacing certainly does have issues, and it also seems like I guess they want to do kind of more Mega Blood Moon stories, and this is just one story within a kind of a larger universe. It certainly seems like something else is going on than rather than just this one guy. But it's because it's just this small story, it kind of feels less impactful, especially in this world that they would want to create. So it's one of those things that kind of, I don't know, kind of keeps you away from getting really engaged with the movie. And yeah, that certainly can be an issue. In addition, I thought the acting was very kind of blasé. Like it's just kind of not very strong, and there's only like one actor really for the whole thing. I guess they have a few others, dipping in and out, but for the most part, it's just this writer director, and he's on screen the whole time, and so his acting isn't particularly strong, and he's trying to emote, but it's not feeling that impactful to the audience. And so it does kind of add to this blah experience that you might have with this movie. So yeah, that's also can be an issue too. As for a recommendation, I would probably say you can skip this one unless you're really kind of into that idea of there being a clone. But I would say, yeah, it's very skippable. And as for a score, well, ultimately, I gotta give it the okay score of 4. It has some things that just, makes it okay. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.